Hey, it's me, Brian. Got the old bowl of dinner here. Right, yeah, couple day old pita bread. I got lucky. I went to Family Dollar around the corner. They had a vegetable soup, a vegetable ramen. And I can hear anonymous now hollering and screaming, "That's just motherfucker not vegan." Well, hey, vegetarian's close enough for me. At this point in time, it is. Right? I mean, I don't know if I'd eat, I don't know if I'll eat meat again, but you know what I'm saying, but vegetarian's close enough for me. I mean, I was vegetarian for most of my life anyway. It wasn't until the crazy ass fucking bike adventure that, after you just started doing the vegan thing. But anyway, that's getting sidetracked. Vegetable ramen, a can of Sun Vista pinto beans, drained, and another can of the signature diced green chilies. They're over there. Now the empty one. And about between a quarter and a half a teaspoon of taco seasoning mix. Well, this is the Italian seasoning, but taco seasoning mix. Right? I let the wire jug sit out there in the sun for like about an hour until it got pretty good and warm. Right? Crunch up the noodles, put it in the stuff, dump the warm one, the hot water in, boom, cooked it right up. Look at that. Dinner without a stove. Right? Last couple of days, I've been having a problem with my left ear. Ear infection. I couldn't figure out how I got it though. Right? And then started thinking about like yesterday, I started thinking about how the hell did I get an ear infection? Right? Apparently, because I wear earplugs at work. This is what Dr. Emily told me, because I called in sick this morning when I woke up. I just had a pounding headache. I just couldn't see. Right? I just felt like crap because I've been feeling like crap right the last couple of days. I mean, really bad. Crazy to my stomach, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to puke all the time. Didn't want to eat. When I did eat, felt like I was going to puke. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been drinking tons of water, Powerade, and anything I can get my hands on, I still felt like I was dehydrated. My lips all dry. Vision's all blurry. I couldn't think right. And saying I'm just in general felt like I felt like I was fucked up. Right? I mean, like I knew it. No, it ain't coronavirus because I haven't been near anybody who's got coronavirus. Nobody I know, nobody within 50 miles of anybody I know got coronavirus. So that ain't it. So and besides, my ear was hurting really bad. You know what I'm saying? You get that throbbing. I've had ear infections before a lot. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it was. But Dr. Emily was telling me that probably most likely what happened is that at work, all right, I didn't get one of the earplugs. I didn't get one of the earplugs all the way in. Seal. Right? She said he blocks out the little foam things. He blocked the noise out anyway. But if you don't get a seal, right? The sweat, as you sweat, runs down, gets in your ear, right? Gets down, seeps down past the earplug. Now it gets trapped inside your ear canal, right? And now you have sweat, which has a lot of impurities and stuff that your body secretes, that you're sweating out. You know what I'm saying, right? And trapped down in there, and it's stuck in there for 6, 7, 8 hours. God knows how long it was in there. At least 6 hours, right? Formulating and percolating and all that other stuff, right? And then when I got off work, pulled the earplug out, right? Right, let the pressure off, but then the sweat, even more sweat drained back down in there, right? And then it got into my thing. She said she looked down in there with the little the ear thing, right? And she said, yeah, it's pretty well infected. She said I got a lot of the yellow goo in there. So she gave me this here bottle of Sclerothyrosin. Right. Antibiotics. Because I'm allergic to psyllin, you know what I'm saying, and aspirin, anything with a psyllin, you know, amoxicillin, you know, penicillin, ampicillin, you know, supercillin, you know, fake psyllin, anything with a psyllin that I'm allergic to, anaphylactic shock, and aspirin. So she gave me this, mycin, which mycins, you know, work good for me. I usually get ruthromycin, but she said this, you know, that's what they gave me last time, so they're going to switch me over to this one this time. Because, you know, human beings, our body does this weird thing, you know, so we build up a tolerance or an immunity to certain things we keep using over and over and over, like antibiotics. Wow. Because our body makes its own antibiotics. Anyway, so I took one. These are 500 milligrams. Take one tablet, you know, by mouth every 12 hours with meals for 10 days. I took one when I was down there this morning, you know, when I got them from the Walgreens, right? Ate a stack of crackers, slammed down the, you know, a brisk tea, right? So this is, you know, 5 or 6, 8 hours later, right? Eating dinner, right? Slamming down some more. Rocket fuel, you guys remember rocket fuel? Did you ever look at that video? Rocket fuel, right? I'm gonna, you know, suck down another one, right? And, you know, keep it going, right? Because, you know, you eat this, you know, first antibiotics I've had in a while. I actually feel a little bit better. I feel a lot bit better anyway. And, you know, plus, I got to talk to one of the you know, behavioral health ladies over there when I was over there and unload some shit, which for me is always a good thing, right? Because I have a tendency to, you know, hold it in, right? And it just makes me angrier and angrier, right? And pretty soon, to the skin. Pretty soon, you know what I'm saying, you know, then my PTSD starts to kick in, and then that makes me even angrier because that's my reaction to PTSD is anger, right? Except with PTSD, I tend to act out, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and then, but all this stuff is concentrated on me, and I'm holding it all in, right? And you know, and I don't allow myself to stress, right? But my body reacts to the stress, and, you know, my mind doesn't. At least I don't think it does, right? And then it just takes the least slightest little trigger, right? Kabang, boom! 65 megaton atom bomb just went off. That's why I, you know, got in trouble a lot, right? Because, you know, I don't really tolerate too much bullshit. Even when I'm not all fucking, you know, fucked up. I don't tolerate a whole bunch of bullshit. But anyway, so I loaded up some shit on her. She told me I was doing good and saying that, you know, everything's okay. You know, that's just like a little, you know, tiny bit of a setback, right? That, you know, as long as, you know, as long as I still have my job and, you know, I'm still, you know, dumping money in my savings account. Right? I've dealt with this before. She said, you know how to do this, right? You know how to deal with it. You know how to survive. You know, so you know how to keep, you know how to stay cool when it's hot. You know how to get warm when it's cold, right? So you know where to find food. You know how to get food, right? You know, and, you know, all that stuff. She said, but now, she said, now you're in a better position because this time, right, I got a job. I have a steady stream of income. All I got to do is go to work. And that's easy business. That's easy money right there. Just wake up 4:30. You know, by 5 o'clock, I'm ready to go. By, you know, 5:45, I'm there. 6:15, the bell rings. Bing, 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 bing. Right? Got the earplugs in. Got the gloves on. We're ready to go. That's what you get paid for, right? They're paying me pretty good. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? So I feel a lot better, right? I know I still got 9 days to go with right, to make this better. I'm saying, but you know, overall in general, I feel pretty good. Heck yeah! Sam? I found something today It's kind of unusual. Right, the last time I found something like this, right, I made the video. It's bad luck for my bike. I got all them flat tires. Remember that little necklace that I had wrapped around the handlebars on my bike? Well, check this out. I found this guy. Found this little guy today. Parking lot. It's made out of hematite. You guys know what hematite is? Hematite is this really cool, silvery black metallic stone, right? That sucks in, right? Negative energy. At least that's what the Wiccans say, right? I know that it just broke. Anyways, I know it. That it works. Hematite's really good stuff. But for the longest, I carried it around in my hand for like 3 hours. I didn't want to put it in my pocket. I didn't want to claim it. You know what I'm saying? Just in case it did, have some bad mojo associated with it. Right? But in those 3 hours while I had it, you know what I'm saying? I found a bunch of pennies. A bunch of cool stuff happened. You know what I'm saying? Some things, snapped into place. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, I have yet to, put him in my pocket. Right? But, I think I'm going to keep him for a while. I mean, I just dropped it, broke him. You see his face right there. But that's neither here nor there, right? Because the shard is right here, so I just right, because it's mostly metallic, like a metal stone. Right? But he's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? He was really hot when I found him. He was laying in the middle of a black tarmac parking lot. I picked it up. It was scalding hot. Right? But like within about 20 seconds holding it in my hand, it cooled right off. And then it started vibrating at its own little frequency. It had a really cool little frequency. It felt like it was floating along the top, right, on the palm of my hand, floating along. Right? It's really cool. You know what I'm saying? So maybe finally for a change, found something that's good. Right? It's gonna help me. It's gonna push me in the right direction. Right? So we're updating the updates. There's really not much update. As you can see, I'm sitting here in my, my empire, my storage kingdom, right, with all my, cool stuff. It makes some of you guys laugh. Like my backpack. Yeah. Right. That's some other cool shit, you know what I'm saying? I found this the other day, I washed it. I took it up to the laundry mat when I did laundry on Saturday, washed it, right? That's, work color. Right, check this out. Put a battery in it. Makes the fan base bigger, you understand? I ordered a new set of work boots. Some of these really cool, newfangled, high-tech ones, right? That, they're really cool. It cost 69 bones. I should be getting those like probably, sometime next week. And I finally, the last time I crashed, I got a video that I should have posted already about a crash that I had, last week. Right? I didn't realize it, but the next day after I realized that I broke a spoke in my rear wheel and it's bent in 2 different directions. Right, so I just went ahead. I mean, I struggle with it, right? I'm saying for right now, I'm just babying it. So I went ahead yesterday and I just went and bought me a new wheel off Amazon, right? So I'm going to be, replacing, the wheel on my bike, right? Just clean it all up. I'm having an issue with the crank, with the crank bearing, the bearing cup keeps backing out, keeps getting loose, and the crank pin keeps ending up going like this. So I have to work on, fix that. Right, so probably Saturday, I'm going to go up to my stepdaughter's house up in the slope, right? And I've already talked to her about it. And her man, Bobby's going to let me use some of these tools and a torch so I can, straighten some stuff out. I need to fix my rack because it's bent. It's aluminum and it's bent. So, and you can't, once aluminum's bent, you really can't bend it back. You got to heat it up. And then you got to form it back into the shape where you want it. Because once it bends, aluminum has a tendency to stay kinked. You'll never straighten it back out. Even though it looks straight, it's still kinked, right? And the piece that I need fixed needs to be straight, right? So, aside from all that, I'm saying I ain't doing too bad. The riots were, kind of fun, but the governor's curfew kind of put an end to all of that shit, right? And the cops, the cop here, they don't mess with that shit. They got away with it up in Scottsdale because the Scottsdale cops are a bunch of sissies. Half of them don't even carry guns because up there in Scottsdale where the rich people are, they don't want the cops to have guns. They would rather protect themselves with their own guns and just have the cops do the paperwork. Right, so that's how they got away with, looting the Apple store and all the other stores that they looted and destroyed up there. It's because the cops are a bunch of bitches. Here in Phoenix, Here in Phoenix, dude, the riot, the protest lasted about, 16 hours, 2 nights. Over the course of 2 nights, that was it. Once the governor, threw down the curfew and gave the cops the fucking, the license. Not anymore. There were no protests last night. Right? Won't be none tonight. Right? They catch you, and now they're enforcing. And now the curfew's from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. and they're enforcing it. If you get caught outside after 8 p.m., right, and you don't have a place that you're going, you don't have a reason to be going there, right? And you shouldn't act. There's no reason for you to even be outside, right? You're getting arrested, or at the very least you're getting a ticket because the crime, the charge is a class 1 misdemeanor, right? Just disobeying the curfew or some shit. Class 1 misdemeanor, it's under Title 13, right? Which the judge, to the judge's discretion, they could bump it up to a felony. Yeah, a felony for breaking curfew in Phoenix, Arizona, Maricopa County, in Arizona, period. Right, so it's here, it's done. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people here that are pissed off because the cops here just beat the crap out of it. And it's not just black people. It's whites, it's Mexicans, it's blacks, it's Asian, it's Native American, it's Russian, it's Australian. It don't matter. It don't matter who you are, what color you are, where you came from, right? I'm saying that if the cops want to, they're going to beat you up. I've been beat up. I have a lot of friends who've been beat up a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? The cops are here. They don't care. They don't mess with you, right? You get one opportunity, right, to tell the truth, right? And they might give you a break. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really fucking up too bad. But if you start out with, I don't know, right, and saying, I don't got no ID, right, chances are you're more likely to get beat up than anything else. And look, and this is one of the Phoenix Police Department's own statistics. They published this like about 5 years ago, right? This is a fact, right? I mean, you just look up our officer, how many officer-involved shootings we have every month, not year, month, right? This is their own statistic. You are 6 times more likely to be shot and killed by a Phoenix police officer, right, in Phoenix than anywhere else on the planet. Now, there's a lot of people who are pissed off. There's a lot of people calling for oversight committees. There's a lot of people calling for cutting the police department's budget, right? Defunding them, kicking away all of their special toys. Like I seen them the other day. I seen them driving their special little tanks around, painted their, Phoenix PD colors, right? Take away their body armor, make them, just because they're wearing a body cam doesn't mean it's turned on. Make them turn them on. You know what I'm saying? Make them accountable. That's what people here want, is to make them accountable. Right, and there's some city council people that want the same thing, right? And they're trying to open up dialogue, right, to try to see if they can get this stuff together, right? You know, so this is my position. This is where I'm at. It's 18 minutes to get to this point, right? Look, if you agree that the police are out of control, that somebody needs to rein them in, that there needs to be some kind of oversight committee or group or somebody, right, checking up on the cops and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing instead of what they want to do, right? Then look, let's be legit. Let's do this the real, right, the democratic American way. Call up your damn congressman, call up your city councilman, call up your ward chapter, your borough chief, right? Get the mafia boss, right? But hell, the local drug dealer, he's got pull, right? Get a hold of somebody with some authority, with some pull, somebody that's an elected official, right? And express your opinion to this person, right? Tell them what you think. Tell them what you think needs to be done. Tell them how to get, and don't just sit there and bitch at them. No, right? Speak your mind and then, right? Give some suggestions, right? hey, why don't you just ask, hey, can we have, like a citizens committee meeting or something? Can we open this up downtown with the mayor? What's going on? Right? You know what I'm saying? Those of you that are registered to vote, that are registered voters, you guys have the power, right? Just because Trump used the Russians and stole the election and became president because he wanted to be, doesn't mean he has any authority over what we want. If we let him, right, then they're gonna stomp all over us. Look. We went from "Make America Great" to "We're all fucking scumbags." He said that, right? And the vast majority of people that are protesting in the street are good, upstanding American citizens with jobs and families and homes. But according to Trump, we're all scumbags. Yeah, you guys, if we got to start at it, we got their attention. But if we lose the momentum and we stall out and nobody does anything about this, right? They're just gonna stomp us into the fucking ground, right? And guess what? We're all gonna be scumbags. This me, Brian. Think about it. Thank you.